Hi, first grade. I'm ready to do my literacy choice for today. So, what I did was I went to the district e learning website. I picked first grade. I clicked on literacy and then I scrolled down on my computer. And the first choice said to read a story and talk about the characters, the setting, the problem solution. We've been learning a lot about that in class. So, I remembered about our chart that we made in class and I decided to make another one about our five-finger retell. So, remember when we do our five-finger retell, we have 5 things that we want to be able to tell other people so we can share our stories that we've read. So the first one is the title. What was the book that you read? The next one is the characters. Who was in your story? Then we have the setting. Where was the story? Where were your characters going? Where are they? Our next one is the problem. What is the trouble that your characters are going to get into? What happened to them? And then our final little one is the solution. How did they solve their problem? How are they going to fix it? So I'm going to practice retelling and talking about these things, and I'm going to read this book. It's called Ish, and it's a really favorite story. I like it a lot. It's by Peter H. Reynolds. I'm sure some of his pictures look a little familiar to you. He also wrote the Dot book, the Peace book, a lot of those stories that we've read in class. Excuse me. So I'm going to read Ish by Peter H. Reynolds, and maybe we can think of some of those five-finger retell things while I read. I love his pictures and his stories. Okay. Raymond loved to draw. Anytime, anything, anywhere. One day, Raymond was drawing a vase of flowers. His brother, Leon, leaned over his shoulder. Leon burst out laughing. "What is that?" he asked. So I think so far I can answer the first question, which was, what is the title? What is my story called? I read Ish. And who are my characters? Do you know who the characters are? So far, I think we have Raymond, and we have his big brother, Leon. But I noticed that the illustrator put a clue in this story. The illustrator is also the author in this story. Do you see the clue? I see another character. I wonder if she's going to be important. What's the setting? Yeah, I think they're at their house. Raymond could not even answer. He just crumpled up the drawing and threw it across the room. I think Raymond is feeling pretty angry right now. Would you agree? Leon's laughter haunted Raymond. He kept trying to make his drawings look right, but they never did. How do you think he's feeling now? After many months and many crumpled sheets of paper, Raymond put his pencil down. I'm done. I noticed that there's quotation marks because the person is talking, and I also found a word in disguise. I think Raymond is feeling really sad right now. Maybe even a little defeated, like he can't do a good job. There's that other character. Marisol, his sister, was watching him. "What do you want?" he snapped. "I was watching you draw," she said. Raymond sneered. Ooh, that's like he gave her a mean face. "I'm not drawing. Go away." Marisol ran away, but not before picking up a crumpled sheet of paper. "Hey, come back here with that." Raymond ran after Marisol, up the hall and into her room. How would you feel if somebody took your drawing that you didn't really like or you weren't really proud of and they ran away with it? Wow. He was about to yell, but he fell silent. He saw his sister's walls. He stared at the crumpled gallery. A gallery is when somebody's artwork is all displayed. It's up on the wall so that people can look at it. Kind of like in a museum. I wonder how he's feeling now that he sees that his sister has hung up all of his pictures. "This is one of my favorites," Marisol said. "That was supposed to be a vase of flowers," Raymond said. "But it doesn't look like one." "Well, it looks vase-ish," she exclaimed. See that? Vase-ish. Vase-ish? Raymond looked closer. Then he studied all the drawings on Marisol's walls and began to see them in a whole new way. How are his feelings changing now? Before, he was looking at his pictures, and I think he was really mad. He threw them across the wall. Then he decided he didn't want to draw anymore at all. So I think he was feeling kind of sad. But now his sister thinks his pictures are beautiful. And he's looking at them and he's learned this word, ish. Vase-ish? Oh, I'm sorry, I read that part. He began to see them in a whole new way. "They do look ish," he said. Oh, the author's telling us how he feels. Raymond felt light and energized. Wow, so like he has a lot of energy. Thinking ishly allowed his ideas to flow freely. He began to draw what he felt, loose lines, quick springing out without worry. How is he feeling now? I bet a lot different. Raymond once again drew and drew the world around him. Making an ish drawing felt wonderful. He filled his journals. Tree-ish, house-ish, boat-ish, afternoon-ish, fish-ish, that one's kind of fun to say, sun-ish. Hello, Roscoe. Raymond realized he could draw ish feelings too. Peace-ish. I wonder if that helped him think to make his peace book. silly-ish, excited-ish. His ish art inspired ish writing. He wasn't sure if he was writing poems, but he knew they were poem-ish. His poem is called Ponder. Ponder kind of means like think. Pond, ponder, dream yonder, pond, pond, yond, yond, gleam, wander, by Raymond. One spring morning, Raymond had a wonderful feeling. It was a feeling that even ish words and ish drawings could not capture. He decided not to capture it. Instead, he simply savored it. So he likes his feeling that he's having. So instead of drawing or writing his feeling, he's just going to have it. I would say that he looks a lot more happy and peaceful now than he did way back at the beginning of the story when he was feeling upset. I wonder what changed. Why does he feel different now? And Raymond lived ishfully ever after. The end. Ish. So let's see, maybe, did you like that story? I really, really love this one. Did you know that this was the first story that Peter H. Reynolds wrote by himself? He used to just draw pictures for stories. He was an illustrator, and then he decided that he wanted to write some stories too, and now he has lots and lots of stories that he's made. So let's see if we can do a five-finger retell. The title of the story was Ish by Peter H. Reynolds. Who are the characters? Raymond, his sister, and his brother Leon at the beginning of the story too. The setting, they were in their house. What was the problem in the story? What was his problem? I think it was that he didn't like his drawings. He thought they weren't perfect or that they weren't good enough, and it was making him feel sad and mad and upset and like he didn't want to draw anymore. So what was his solution? How did he solve his problem? Yeah, I think his sister helped him a lot. She showed him that his drawings didn't have to be perfect, that she liked them just the way they were. It didn't have to be a vase as long as it was vase-ish. First grade, maybe today you could make some ish drawings or some ish stories. Or maybe you can look at all those books that we sent home with you and you could pick a story and read and see if you can do a five-finger retell too. If you do your own five-finger retell today, or if you do an ish drawing or an ish writing, I would love it if you would send me a picture or a video and then we can share it with everybody else and show them what you've been working on. Okay? Thanks for hanging out with me. I'll be back at, I think I said 11 a.m. and we're going to do some word work with Rashid and maybe Roscoe if he wants to be helpful, but right now he's looking a little lazy to me. Okay, bye first grade. Have fun learning from home.